proper menu.
배우이죠. 배우 자원이 많아.
Well, good morning, welcome back to Maidan. Building up to World Cup 2023, we're joined by a man who's looking for his 5th win in the race, electrocutionist, Moon Ballad, country grammar, and way back to Dubai Millennium 23 years ago. Frank Dettori is his first win in the Dubai World Cup. Frankie, we know this is a significant year for you, and this must be a big week as well, being back here in Dubai, a place that's given you so many good memories.
Yes, of course. I worked for Godolphin for 18 years and spent many winters with my family. And my kids grew up here as well. So, yeah, it always feels quite emotional and special when I get here. So, this is no different. It's my last World Cup. So, and I ride 2 horses that have won here already. So, there's extra pressure on, and looking forward to it.
And how did it feel coming out of the airport, coming back here, knowing this is going to be your final time with a Chancellor by World Cup?
I'll be honest with you, I'm completely jet lagged. So yeah, listen, I'm just thinking of the task ahead. I've got 7 rides on Saturday, and I got to prepare myself equally for my best for every one of them. So I've got plenty on my mind at the moment, and obviously we draw yesterday. Now we can get to work, and yes, I'm not just thinking of my farewell. I'm thinking of trying to do well on Saturday.
And looking back over the years, the 23 years since your first win in the Dubai World Cup, how have you seen racing here in Dubai develop and change?
Well, look, it started with other Shiba back in the day. It was just the Jockey's Challenge. And then the 96 when Cigar won, and we had the torrential rain. So, I mean, Dubai World Cup now is established in the racing calendar. Is one of the major races. And then Sheikh Mohammed created Maidan, what is a unique track with an amazing grandstand and with amazing racing. So, I've seen it develop from Cigar to now. So it's been, it seemed like yesterday, but I think it's nearly 30 years, right?
Yeah, nearly 30. And what would be your favourite memory looking back over your big wins here?
But obviously, Dubai Millennium is probably the best horse that I've ridden. At 4 months, he beat his own track record. Then he stood to, another Shiva got replaced by Maidan. So I would say, and it was my first one as well, and it was the Millennium year, so many good memories, But all the other 3 were special too, so I'm not going to discard them that quickly.
And how does that explain with it last year to win on country grammar? You've gone quite a long time since the Dubai World Cup. Was it you get to that stage of your career where you're thinking that the chance of winning one might just be starting to evaporate?
Well, I'll be honest with you, now that I'm not riding for Godolphin, I felt, I'd be very, very hard to get another chance. I did have a couple of rides in the past, but really not of the standard of a country grammar, and it just fate really, because I was here last winter and I went to see a polo match with my friend. It was his birthday, and I met Amir Zidane, and he was explaining to me that he was a big fan of mine, that he won the Kentucky Derby and so on and so forth, and he loved me to ride his horses one day. And then I was at Cheltenham, and my agent told me that Fabian Pratt decided to ride something else. So I managed to ring Zidane, where I kept his number from that famous polo game. I wasn't playing it. I was just enjoying myself. And I called him, and he said, yeah, I love you to ride a horse, just ring Bob. So I gave him Bob's number, and I called him. I was at Cheltenham watching the races, and that's how I got the ride. A month later, I went to the World Cup. Just being the right place at the right time, you say, right?
And how do you assess his chances coming back 12 months on?
Obviously, it looks a very, very competitive race. The last year, beforehand, we thought that Life is Good was unbeatable, and he probably was till the third or fourth, and then he just collapsed. This year, more strengths in depth, 8 Japanese runners, multiple Group 1 winners, massive field. One thing for sure with Country Grammar is all heart. He's leaves everything on the track. He knows he's going to run till the end. So I couldn't ask for a better companion. But he's not going to be easy. Like I said, for obviously 14 is not ideal, but I spoke to Amir Zidane last night. I said, listen, here's what it is. We can't change it now, so let's get on with it and see how the race unfolds. And but like I said, I can't really say a bad word about Country Grammar because if you look at his form, he's all guts. He's a proper horse.
And we really saw that in Saudi. I guess you can take plenty of encouragement from the way you ran that day. It looked as though you got to be out of the money coming out the backstretch, and somehow he managed to pop there and second.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, even the way that he ran in the San Antonio, he was sharp and he made my life easy. I was kind of in the back of my mind. I was expecting it to be a little bit like that, but I was outpaced around the turn and I thought, well, I'm in trouble here. But again, the same as last year, the World Cup. He just does not know how to give up. And sometimes he runs out of wrong way, but he knows that he's going to give you everything he's got.
And what would a win in the Dubai World Cup on your final ride in the race, given the attachment you have to this place, what would it be?
I don't know. Obviously, it's a big race. I'm not thinking of that at the moment. I'm just thinking of trying to get the job done, right?
Yeah. And it's like 7 good riders. You've got 3 for Bob. You've got a few for John Golston. What are you else looking forward to on Saturday?
Well, I'm doing a bit of everything. I'm riding the Saudi Sprinter, who run very well in Saudi. Trawlerman, he didn't run that well, but he was his first run from a layoff, so I'm expecting to improve. Looking forward to ride Bob Buffer 3, including Country Grammar on the dirt. That's their bread and butter. Obviously, the Derby horse is solid, the Sprinter solid, but they are very competitive races. Lord North, I love him to bits. He has his problems, but he always turns up here at the right time. I rode him this morning, and he seems in good form. And then obviously the big one. So, I've got another one for Hong Kong. It was an outsider. I was meant to ride everybody up John, and Cash asked me if I would ride it. I said yes. And
you seem to be really enjoying this year so far. The American adventure's gone really well.
Yeah, I'm loving it, I'll be honest with you. Perhaps I should have done it 10 years ago. I didn't realize I was going to do so well in America. The lifestyle suits me, but I think success will make a difference. Having a good start and lots of winners, it's made my winter really pleasurable. Yeah. And my wife's enjoying it. Yeah, be there 3 months, just gone like that.
Okay, we're over to the floor. Any questions for Frank? We've got a microphone that will pass around to you.
Same for Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie, I will just give you 1 second. Just down the front here. Oh, sorry, go on, John.
Frankie, so many memories on the tracks and off it of Dubai. If I had to just ask you, you told about that 2000 when your first as one of your most unforgettable ones. But outside the track, you had a restaurant. You had so many things going over here. Your association with Sheikh Mohammed. Can you just tell us of the memories outside the track that you will never forget in your life?
Well, I would say probably seeing my kids growing up. Before preschool, we used to take him all the year for 3 months, and playing in the kiddie pool and little swings and take him to the water park. I think it was a special memory that you never forget. Now they're grown-ups, they're driving and they got boyfriends and girlfriends. All they want is money, don't talk to me anymore. I like to think that there was those in the sport. Yeah, those were the that I won't forget.
Okay, we've got a question over here. Here's the. We'll come to you in a second.
All right. Hi, Frankie. Sam Agassi from South China Morning Post. You mentioned you're writing semi-October for Casper. Is there a chance we see you again in Hong Kong before you hang up the boots?
I don't know. I'm not going to say no because obviously I've been writing a lot for Mark China, as you know, and there was talks that maybe Kyrros might go to Hong Kong, so but I haven't thought that far. So I'm not going to say no, but I'm going to say yes.
Bob Keeker from Blood Horse. You're packing a lot into this last season. California's been an interesting experience for you, but what do you see as your schedule for the rest of the year? Would you go to the Breeders' Cup and then maybe Japan, maybe Hong Kong before it's over?
Well, obviously I'm going to go back Wednesday. During the next 3 weeks, as you know, the Derby trials, Kentucky Derby trials are next week. So you never know, I could land them on a nice field. At the moment, I don't know. So there's not much going on in England till the Craven meeting. So I could be in Santa Anita, could be in Florida, could be in New York or Kinland next weekend. No idea. My agent Ron Anderson is like the Davis, he does everything for me. And if I don't find the superstar field or can have a shot of winning the Kentucky Derby, I will be back in Newmarket to ride Childin in the Guineas. The second favorite is with a group one with him, and he's just still a lot to keep the ride on. So that's my plan. Then we go on to Derby. It will be my last Royal Ascot, so that'll be another emotional moment because it means so much to me. There'll be a lot of touring in France, Ireland, Italy, my native country, obviously, and then we get to the fall where I probably have to have a day in Newmarket where I'm from. It will be my last one at Ascot. I decided on that in England. Obviously, be another arc, I hope so. And then I will, after the Champions, I'm going to make my way to California for 2 weeks before the Breeders. And at the moment, the Breeders is what I think is my end. But, since it's my last season, if there is a good chance to go to Australia or Japan, I'm going to keep everything open. But the end of the season is my end of the season. If, like I say, if those places don't develop, is something decent, Santa Anita be my last.
I'm Raymond from Hong Kong, Frankie. Thanks, Frankie. Would you like to say something to our Hong Kong racing fans? And then may I ask you, do you remember which is your most important victory in Hong Kong? Please, thank you.
Well, that's a good one. The Far Brown was pretty amazing. I would just stick with that.
Sorry, Frankie, Ryan from racing.com in Australia. You mentioned they're potentially coming to Australia. Can you just tell us a little bit about the Melbourne Cup and why it's such a special race and why you'd like to win it?
Well, it's a major race that I haven't won. My wife's family are from Australia and New Zealand, so she's got a lot of relatives that the last 30 years they've been nagging at me why I haven't won it. So that's one of the reasons. And yeah, like I said, it's one of the best races in the calendar. And Breeders' Cup is on a Saturday. 3 days later is the Melbourne Cup. So it'd be very silly to say no if I get a good opportunity to try it.
Is it more about getting the right opportunity rather than actually riding the race?
Yeah, I'm not going to fly 12 hours to run around the track. No, I think now then it's my end of my career. I don't have to do that.
And then just one last one.
Hi.
2 more in there.
Hi, Frankie. My question is, I know throughout your riding career, you haven't won the July Cup yet. So have you been start looking your chances for the July Cup this year?
Of course, yeah. Obviously, it's ironic. The only Group 1 in England I haven't won is the July Cup. This is where I lived for 37 years. And I think I've been second 4 times, so that's really annoying. And that you know, the spring doesn't come and go, so it's a pretty long way away from the July Cup. But I'm sure I'll be pretty high on the list if you want to write something anyway because of that.
Thanks, Frankie. Thank you.
And one more from Nick.
Hey, Frankie. Just a quick one from me. You're here, there, and everywhere around the world at the moment. Do you have a secret to dealing with the jet lag?
Yeah, really, what I should have stuck to my secret last night, but I didn't. You should always go to bed when you're tired because you're still going to get up at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Last night I was trying to fight it, and I went to bed at 9, and I only had 4 hours sleep and I got up at 1. So that's the key, you know, especially when you're a sportsman, and I need my 7 hours of sleep. So I'm feeling a bit groggy this morning because I didn't sleep to the rope. Luckily, I left the right.
Well, Frankie, thanks for taking the time to come in this morning. Best of luck on Saturday. That's what you got with it.
Can you please coach Charlie for me?
Thank you.